What's up, TCCTUNORU? It is Samson here again for another episode of The Fitting Room. And I know what you might be thinking. It has been some time. It's been about a month, maybe a month and a half since our last episode. But we got recently several of you guys who wanted to come on for an episode. And so why not continue this spring season? So we're going to continue the spring season. I don't know how deeply we'll go into May, but we'll continue the spring season and see how it flows as we transition into summer. But thank y'all for your patience. Thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. Thank y'all so much for putting in a request to come onto the Fitting Room. It's so cool to again see people who are willing to come and share their stories. This season has been phenomenal. I've had so much joy in just listening to the different stories. So again, thank y'all so much for being willing to jump on and share your story. And so today we have a very special guest with us. Chrys, what's up, bro? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, Samson. Thank you for having me today. This is my first podcast ever, and it's very exciting. I'm very excited to be with you today, and you seem to know what you're doing, so I'm very honored to be here.
Sometimes it doesn't feel that way, but I appreciate that. I'm honored to have you, bro.
So yes, I'm Chrys. Chrys with a Y. It's because my name is Chrysostomos Melisinos. I am an international student from Greece, and I came to the United States, to Tulsa, about a year and a half ago. My major is in business. I'm hoping to get into medical administrations. My whole family is in the medical industry, and I'm the businessman. So
there we go.
Yeah, hopefully we'll make it slowly, slow and steady. I'm a student at Tulsa Community College. This is my third semester, and I have about one more year to finish. And yeah, it's been quite a ride since I came here.
Oh, well, we can't wait to get into this story, man. So tell us, how did you get here?
So, long story short, I finished school like a normal Greek kid in Greece, in Athens, and I had traveled a little bit. I knew a little bit of the world.
So you were born and raised in Athens?
In Athens,
okay,
yes.
Solid.
My dad is from Naxos, the island, and my mom, from her dad's side, she's from Peloponnese, Sparta, more known to most people. It's actually a little village called Lambokabos. And
wait, can you say that again?
Lambokabos.
I'm not going to try to say that, but I just wanted to make sure I heard it.
There's
right.
long words in the Greek language. And my grandma, from my mom's side, is from Karditsa. It's a mountainous region of Greece. But we all met in Greece. My dad is a doctor in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom is an accountant, but at the same time, she is mostly a full-time mother because she had to raise 9 kids.
Oh.
I am number 4 out of 6 brothers and 3 sisters. And yeah, there was always some noise going on in the house. If there was too much silence, something was going wrong.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine with 9.
So I was born and raised in Greece. I finished school. In Greece, military is mandatory. So I went to the military for 6 months. It was pretty easy. Most people go for 1 year. Because I'm from a family of a lot of siblings, they give you a little discount. And at the same time, Greece being a very touristic country, I went into the restaurant industry. I worked as a barista and a bartender. And most kids really work jobs like that, maybe as waiters mostly. And I really enjoyed it.
That's what's up. So just for clarity, because I just want to paint this picture in my mind. So are your parents from Greece?
Yes.
Both of them? Okay, so when you say that they're in the Air Force, this is in Greece?
Yes.
Okay.
Greek Air Force. Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so growing up, it sounds like you were very much submerged in that kind of space, and you mentioned traveling a little bit. Where have you traveled to? Like, what are some places that you traveled to that?
So, for context, Europe is kind of small compared to the United States. So going to another country is not that huge of a deal. So I have been to Italy, France, Germany, Norway, Belgium, Spain. I've lived 1 year in Jerusalem. That is the crazy part. And I've lived in the United States now. Uh, there might be some other countries here and there. England, yeah.
So traveling all these different spaces, how did you? It sounds like you traveled a lot within kind of that Europe.
Yes, a lot of Europe.
And so I guess I'm curious as to how you ended up coming out to, like, bypassing all those countries and coming out to the States.
So it was interesting because I was thinking of studying dentistry in Norway, because universities there are for free unless you know, but you gotta know the language. It's gonna be Norwegian, and a lot of Scandinavian countries do the same system. But what happened is in 2007, the military paid my dad to go to work in the Mayo Clinic up in Minnesota. So for 1 year, a family of 6, literally my brother, he was 40 days old when he made a little passport. Yes, if you see a passport of a little baby, is the cutest thing in the whole world.
I can imagine.
And we were in Minnesota, Rochester, for about a year, 2007, 2008. And I was 5 years old back then. I was born in 2002. I'm 23, going 24 now. And I just remember how nice it was. To say just a little simple word, school was so much better. I don't say it as like a flex, but I went to school. My first kind of school was here in the United States, kindergarten. And when I went back to Greece, I was shocked on how poor school was. But it is different societies.
Yeah. How was that transition from going to like Greece to Wisconsin? You said
no, Minnesota.
Okay,
Mayo
I feel like Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota is kind of like
it's
the cold. Greece is like is this warm beachy vibe, and now you're.
Yeah, it was tough. And I remember my dad, he was not the happiest person. He really missed Greece in the end of the day. So very cold. We were like a movie. It was like minus 24 Fahrenheit. In the winter.
I feel that 100%.
And my family just didn't believe it. We've made those little family albums, and we have pictures of the winter. Like, it was the most interesting thing in the whole world. Yeah, but yeah, that's where the little microbe of liking the United States came in. It was when I was 5 years old, and I have faint memories of that experience.
Yeah.
My dad made some connections, some friends here. None that really made any difference for me coming here. It's just more the mentality of, I've been there before. I like it.
Yeah.
I want to go.
So when you guys came back, how old were you when you guys came back to?
I was 6 years old.
So it was about a year.
Oh, only 1 year. Yes. So back to normal, just going to school. I feel like I didn't learn much of the language, but I got the accent. So that's why I might not have a good vocabulary, but I feel like I have the confidence of speaking English.
Yeah.
So I got the accent. And, being in a touristic country, you speak with foreigners all the time. So you keep repeating English, you keep it in your mind. You do a lot of school.
Yep.
We have our tutor, Mr. Fotis. I owe him so much. He taught me so well to speak, and I got my lower and my proficiency degrees in English. And so
if you don't mind me asking, how many languages do you speak?
Okay, well is only English and Greek.
Okay.
Now, in that 1 year in Jerusalem, I did learn to read and speak Arabic, and same thing. I learned French, but I never really used it enough in order to keep it. When you don't use it, you lose it, right?
100%.
So,
yeah.
I will comfortably say 2, and 2 more that if I pick up, I can pick them a lot faster rather than any other language.
Yeah.
So I'm not amazing with languages, but I like traveling a ton. And communication nowadays is so much easier with the phone.
Oh
You
yeah.
can Google Translate everything, and it's only going to get better. So, um, yeah, it's but with languages, what is interesting is that you have a different culture in every language you
Oh
talk.
yeah.
It's so weird, but it's almost like you have a different personality, not in a schizophrenic way, but you just connect words with different meanings sometimes, and depending on the language you're talking to. I have a friend who speaks 3 languages very well. One of them is Italian, is Greek, and English. The 3 languages he knows, and uh, depending on what he did in each country he speaks a certain way. So it's
Yeah.
very, very interesting to know languages. It's a cultural experience rather than just a communication
Oh,
skill.
for sure. And I think the people that you talk with too will influence how you adopt the language.
True.
Because it's almost like a kid learning a language. As they learn, they're learning from people.
Yeah.
So I guess this is how you say it, right? Like,
Yeah.
And so that kind of follows you. That's cool. So you're back in Greece.
Yep.
6 years old. At what point do you start saying, okay, I think I'm going back to the States? Like how, because you mentioned dentistry and possibly something in Norway.
Yeah. So when I was 14, I came to the United States again for a summer camp. Some friends of ours have a summer camp up in DC.
Oh, that's nice.
And I went there in 2016, and I just fell in love with it. But the circumstances, the help was not there.
Yeah.
It's a financial burden, other than a lot of other problems. So, there's a lot of bureaucracy. You gotta do a lot of paperwork, and doing that at 14 is kind of challenging. So I think
How long was the summer camp that you came out for?
it was about a month.
Okay.
So that's also when I came to Tulsa for the first time, because we had some friends here from the camp that wanted to show us Tulsa. And we made some really good connections and friends here in Tulsa that I'm still in contact with. I'll just not I'll not tell their names, because some of them are a bit public figures or like known to Tulsa. But yeah, I formed a connection with them back in 2016.
Yeah.
But because that didn't happen then, you kind of get disappointed and you kind of forget it, and you work with what you got. So I lived with my brother. After that, I was a little bit of a rebel, so I wanted to go do my own way, and I lived with my brother when he left the house. Then I went 1 year in Jerusalem, where my uncle is he's a monk, but like a Archimandrite. He used to be with the Patriarchate of Jerusalem there. It's fun fact, Greeks are mostly Orthodox Christians. I'm an Orthodox Christian, born and raised, and from a religious family.
Yeah.
So we've always been close to church, and I've always being adventurous, no matter what. So I wanted to go to the OG place, Jerusalem. There's no better place than that.
Yeah.
So after that 1 year, I left Jerusalem. I came back to Greece, and I kind of had to go down to earth again to see your career, fix your career a little bit, make a plan, make better connections, have a little bit more stability. So after I was 18, I got into the university also. I was studying winemaking, winology, I think it's the name.
Yeah.
So it's winemaking. You also learn how to make beer, any spirits, how to cultivate a vineyard. It was just such an interesting university, but unfortunately it was not my type.
Yeah.
We have a winery, a winery in Greece, but I really didn't get into that industry. I wasn't that passionate. I was a bartender, and I was doing well. I was making some money, but I knew there was something missing.
Yeah.
And here where the story goes crazy.
Hey, take it.
I had a motorcycle accident back in 2023, November 2023,
Mm.
and my job back then was not doing that great. So I left. I went to another job. I was still in pain. I was still not able to function properly, but I still wanted to work.
So when you say you got in this accident,
Yes.
like was this an accident that affected your ability to walk, your ability to like
Um.
how big of an injury was
So
this?
I could have lost my right leg easily.
Mm-hmm.
I was very lucky because my motorcycle had right and left bars that
Yeah.
not only protect the engine but also they extend to the right and left to protect your legs. That's exactly
Mm.
what happened. I fell in the side of a car in front of me,
Yeah.
and it was a little bit of my fault, a little bit of someone else who cut the whole traffic. The thing is that I flew like meters away, so 8 meters is like 24 feet, I think,
Yeah.
up and far away. So I was wearing a helmet. That's it, and I was lucky that I didn't have worse accidents.
Yeah.
My right foot definitely got very damaged. My whole back was what's it called, bruised up, and
Yeah.
very. It was like my whole body got beaten up. That's kind of how I can explain it. And I remember when I fell on the road, I just put my left hand to get up, and I remember the car just passing inches away from my fingers. So I could have lost my hand too. In that point, because you're in a highway,
Yeah.
you're in a fast lane. No, you're in the fast lane, definitely. Um, Anything, you're so
Yeah.
exposed.
Yeah.
So
No,
even though I
it's,
have a crazy love for motorcycles, I just cannot disagree that they're super dangerous.
oh yeah. No, that's great. And this happened back in Greece.
Back in Greece, Athens, Greece.
Man.
So did I say is it? I think it was 2023.
Yeah.
Must have been 2023. So 2024, I'm still working at the new job, trying to recover financially, fix my motorcycle, fix my health. And it's a mentality thing. When you have that experience, you kind of are scared to go back to motorcycle. Um, and I had also a lot of complications with the new job, where I eventually left. And I left because I found like the perfect job. I was going to be the manager of a new bar in Naxos, where I'm from, and I was going to make a lot more money than I would normally make. I had the breakthrough,
Yeah.
I was going to land a good job. My university, I didn't like it that much. I wanted to just work hard. I had that work ethic. And I had 1 month for vacations. I had 1 month where I was like, wow, I can do whatever I want, because I didn't care that much about university. I left the previous job, and my next job was going to start in 1 month. What am I going to do? And I got invited with some really good friends, family friends since I was born,
Mm-hmm.
to go to Norway. To Norway because they founded a new organization there. And I was invited. They were going to drive there. So I went back to Norway, and we had a ton of fun. We drove back to Switzerland, and we were going to drive back to Greece. But from Switzerland, you can only explain this in a godly way, that only God can bring things the way it happened. These good friends that we had met years ago here from Tulsa, they invited us because what's his name? Oh my, I forgot his name. There was a very important person giving a speech here in Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting his name. I can't believe it. He's an influencer. He wrote the book We Wrestle with God. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. I'm forgetting his name.
Is it Jordan
Peterson? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So Jordan Peterson was giving a speech, and they were good friends with Jordan Peterson.
Oh.
So they said, we'll pay you for everything. I was a fan of Jordan Peterson because he was a balanced person between, back then at least, he was trying to give out the word of God, and at the same time he was a little bit more um, cynical. Not cynical, but
Yeah.
you know how Jordan Peterson is. Right now he's not. He kind of, for me, he went a little bit too big. And I feel like he lost some publicity. But nonetheless, it was an experience for me that I would never want to miss. Going back to Tulsa after 8 years, everything paid to see Jordan Peterson. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go. I have some time. I don't have anything going on.
That's real. That's real.
And
So they pretty much were saying, hey, inviting you to, hey, come to
yeah,
Tulsa.
yep.
We'll cover everything.
It was more like I was part of the group. I was not directly invited, but because I was with those friends who had the better connection, the better prestige in a way. In Greek, we say that kodasto vasiliko potizete ke glastra, which means close to the basil plant. You're also gonna water the, what's it called, that cast that holds
The pot?
the pot. Yes, you also water the pot.
That's nice.
So I was the pot. I was the lucky person who got into this experience, and I just happened to know more about Jordan Peterson than anyone else in that group.
Yeah.
So as you can understand, the people who invited us, they're also well financially, so there was no issues like that. I was very lucky to know them. This is where God's plan. You just don't know who you meet and why you meet them. And there I was. I was here. I came here on April 15, 2024. I was still recovering. Still my right foot hurted a little bit, but I was staying consistent. And the moment I just came here, I was like, I think this is it. Like there's something going on right now. So immediately I started asking around, hey, what is the best school here to go? What is the plan? I met TU alumni, I met OU alumni, I met OSU fans. No one was talking about TCC. And I was like, I can't believe now after all this, after being at TCC, I'm like, I'll be always the biggest TCC alumni that can be out there. So yeah, we had lunch with Jordan Peterson. We had a good time. I met more friends of theirs. We did a lot of networking. They liked me. And on Hanson Day, we were at the Kane's Ballroom.
On what?
Hanson Day. Remember, there's a band called the Hansons.
Oh.
They were really big back in the 90s. They were famous for the Bop song. And in that, what's it called, the concert, I met who would be now my sponsors. That's where I met Mr. John McGrath and Brenda Mahendran. They were a couple, and I was talking with them, and they really, really enjoyed what I was saying. At the time, I was thinking to become a physical therapist.
Yeah.
But after further talk with Mr. John McGrath, who is in the railroad industry and big in politics, he told me I needed to be a businessman. And that is something that struck me. I was like, you're right. Because, yes, my dad's a doctor, and my siblings went very closely into, like, good jobs, like basic jobs, real jobs, as they would say. But my grandpa, my mom's dad, he was a huge businessman. He had a chain of supermarkets in Athens. He was an entrepreneur by far. He was the first person who brought the cash and carry system. The supermarkets that are built today, you bring your stuff in the counter and you pay for them. That was not the case back then. You had employees bringing the stuff for you, because otherwise, how can you control the product? He was a huge and very successful man, and he started from zero. So, and my dad's dad, he has a bookstore in Naxos, the old bookstore as it's named. So it just made sense to me that I need to be, I need to start being a businessman. I need to start business. I need to start studying business, something I didn't know at all, and do a new start. So they proposed to help me. And even though he's a huge OU alumni, for international students, it's really expensive
Yeah.
to study at government or state universities because we pay double tuitions. We have international student fees.
Yeah.
So we started off with TCC. TCC, community college, you do your credits, and then you can transfer.
Yeah.
For me, that also sounded like an opportunity to prove myself, because you can build a resume. You can show that you like to take initiative. You are able to take initiative. That you have good ideas, and you can be a good student.
Yep.
And yeah, I made all the papers. I'm with the F1 student visa here in the United States. I sold my motorcycle. That was tough. And yeah, I came I celebrated 4th of July. I went back to Greece in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
4th of July was really fun, by the way. That was a cultural experience once again.
Oh,
A bunch
yeah.
of stuff happened while I was here in the United States, but I was just focused on figuring it out, what I want to do with my life. A lot of sitting back and just reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that this is an opportunity I should take. And I'm very grateful that I did. So I came back to the United States around September. I wasn't able to do my papers fast enough to start from September, but I wanted to be in the United States, get more used to it,
Yeah.
learn more people, get used to it with the language. I've improved my English ever since I've come to the United States. So, you got to prepare properly.
Yeah.
And then I went back to Greece on November 2024. November 2024. Did finalize my papers, got my visa, and I was here on December 31st, 2024, just before the end of the year. I had terrible jet lag. I slept through New Year's, the New Year parties and stuff.
Understandably so.
Yeah. Jeez. And it was just crazy. I had to do my placement test. I thought I knew math. I got into the test for the placement test, and I couldn't even understand what the question was.
Yep.
So that was a Friday. I went back. I said I need to stop this test. I'm gonna do it on Monday. I went back to my house. I studied for 3 days in a row like crazy. I learned all the math I knew before. And yeah, I aced it though. I did really good.
Go. That's the one.
It worked out. So I had 3 days to learn math. I had to go back to school, and I think that's what also I'm glad I was able to do it. I sat my butt down and I studied, and because I hated studying. I was not a good student ever. I was always wanted to go out. I wanted to learn differently. So I'm very proud of myself that I did a new start in academics.
Yeah.
Even though I had sworn that I'm not going to go back to school. And here I am. So, first semester at TCC, and it's tough to
wait, before you dive
please.
into this. So, man, you there was a lot of points that you tackled. One of the things that stuck out to me as I was listening was you mentioned your grandfather being very entrepreneurial type of an individual, and then people in your family kind of being in this more medical space.
Yes.
And I just find it so fascinating because when I hear your story and then you say that, I'm like, yes, because hearing how much you love to travel, how much you love to experience other cultures, how much you enjoy. I mean, just learning kind of in a natural state, and even the ability to hustle and grind and be like, okay, I need to do this academic stuff to be able to do the thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
That's not. I think that lock in moment is entrepreneurial, right? Like you have to have moments where you lock in and do what some may call, right, the dirty work or whatever you
Yeah.
don't, or whatever a person may not like or whatever. And so I'm listening. I'm like, yes, I hear and I see the entrepreneurial. I get. I mean, I obviously never met your grandfather, but I can see glimpses of how he might have operated simply by hearing your story.
One of something that I should have realized earlier, but I didn't. I thought it was just work ethic, but it was actually a lot bigger than I thought. The the first job I ever got was not actually bartender. I wanted to be a bartender in that shop, Vibo, it was called, from Vito Bona. And I was just doing a random job. They had a bunch of leaflets with a wrong QR code. So I was sticking the proper QR code in those leaflets. 8,000 leaflets I did. And I also passed them all around the city. That was my first job. I was putting stickers on wrong QR codes on leaflets, and I was passing them around the city. When I got that first job, that's where my grandfather passed. And it's right when you want him the most, because you want to ask him, hey, how did you do all this?
Yeah.
What is the secrets of the industry? What is it? And I just felt so kind of betrayed, because I was like, this is where I had a common ground with my grandpa to ask him things. And it was planned to go see him to the hospital on Saturday morning, and he passed Saturday morning, like hours before we went to see him. So we didn't get to see him much. I didn't get to talk to him much, but his actions spoke stronger than anything else.
Yeah.
He built things from zero. He was also a religious person. He built churches. He funded nonprofits. Nonprofits in Greece are not that many.
Yeah.
And so he was a saint for me. He was a role model and everything.
Yeah.
So I hope all the time that he sees me and he's proud of what we do. And he was not a person that cared that much about money. He was more happy of creating things. He was a creator. He was an entrepreneur. He wasn't chasing the money. To say that he's a businessman is even diminishing, because his whole life was dedicated more to build something great, something good, and something that's going to help his children and grandchildren and other generations to flourish. He lived himself. He lived very humbly. He didn't care that much about luxury. He had a little Toyota Golf, not even the new model, like just the one that worked well enough. And I learned his stories, unfortunately, and his work after he passed. But yeah, I'm very lucky to have a grandfather like him. And I mean, also from my dad's side, you see where simplicity makes a difference. They were simple people. They were villagers. They were more on the military side. My grandpa fought in the Civil War. He was injured badly, and he just went back to Greece. He built his house. He built his business. Books. What's better than that? Back then, that was wisdom. Having a bookstore is like the wisdom store.
Yeah.
So everyone did their part correctly. Everyone was given the tool, and that's how I feel like they used it properly. And here I am 2 generations later, I'm sorry, doing my best.
Yeah. So when you came over here,
Yes.
like, how did your family feel about that experience?
Yeah.
And did any other family members come, or is it just?
So again, family of 9. My 2 older
Yeah.
siblings have already, um, taken their own paths, so they've already left the house. And my mom is still very busy. My dad is still very busy. I had already left the house. I was already trying to be as autonomous as I could.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little apartment, but it was more like a storage unit. And I fixed that so I can be there on my own. So there was already not distance. Yeah, there was a little bit of a distance already that I have already taken my own path.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of crying. Definitely a lot of emotions when you leave, because you know that once you go to the United States, you gotta hustle, and hours are different. Communication is not that easy. You can still do a video call, but my mom is still taking care of an 80-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit tough. I came up on my own. Everyone is back in Greece. So, but I was never afraid to take that step. I think at the end of the day, my parents knew that this was the right decision. My parents knew how much I wanted it.
Yeah.
I worked on my own, on my visa, on my papers. So they liked the initiative. They saw how sure I was about this decision, and that helped a lot.
Yeah.
If I was not sure, if I was
Scared.
yeah. if it just didn't make any sense what I'm doing, that's where they would freak out a little bit. But at the same time, I was 22, so without saying that that's normal in the Greek culture. In the Greek culture, no. The kid might stay with the family until he's 30. It's
Yeah. Is big families pretty common in Greece? Like
Oh,
like 9, or are you kind of like
no,
an anomaly out there?
it's an anomaly, definitely. I mean, back in the day, was different. Everyone would have more kids, but same in the United States. It's not
Yeah.
that. And my family definitely had a lot of financial freedom. They
Mhm.
could back it. Not that doctors are getting paid super well, but also from my mom's side, there was a lot of money there to support.
Yeah.
It's just my mom always said that the kids came one by one, and it was from God. So I guess one by one, and she wanted to be a full-time mother. Even though at the beginning, until I came in, she was working. She was trying to work as an accountant to my grandpa's shops, and but she decided to be a full-time mom. So
What's the age difference between your oldest sibling and your youngest?
so oldest sibling would be born in 1996 on March, and it would be my sister. And the youngest one was born in 2017, July 15th. 2017, July, Emilianos.
It's 20 years.
So that's a good, it's 21 years.
Yeah,
21 years.
so
So there's
crazy.
literally gaps, generational gaps that, you see those TikTok challenges, and you say to the kid, hey, show me that you're calling someone. My sister would do this because back in the day, now it's this. I'll call you.
Calling
So
somebody.
got little stuff like
What
that
is
going
this?
on, right? So very interesting family setup, and we do have some years apart of each other.
Yeah.
We have 2 or 3 years. So, and from a point and after, I mean, also the siblings kind of raise the younger ones.
Yeah.
I say it as a joke, but I'm like I have an experience of a father with 2 kids. Not really, only the good part.
That's
But yeah,
really
the 2 little ones, you kind of help them do their little first steps. Whatever help is needed. But yeah, it's just a very interesting family setup, and it helps because the first community can be your house, which is a lot safer.
Yeah.
So you have a more complicated but safe environment where you have more interactions. That gives you the confidence that you can interact with older siblings,
Yeah.
but you can also take care of your younger siblings. You learn how to respect rules. You
Yeah.
learn how to, uh, you know, if stuff is not organized in the house, it's gonna be a mess. So everything needs to work properly.
Yep.
Otherwise, the ship is gonna sink if no
That's
one
the
does
one.
their job.
Working together to get
Yeah.
everything done.
Yeah, I wish I could be more fluent with my language so I can explain it better.
Oh
But
no, I'm following you. I'm following you. No,
yeah.
that's cool. Okay, so got some more of that kind of history.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good. So stepping into TCC first time, what's that experience like?
So it was amazing. I went to Southeast Campus, and first and foremost, you got parking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You have a beautiful building. Everything is well maintained. Teachers just actually listen to you. They just don't come in class and give the lecture and leave.
Yeah.
I was very, very stressed, of course, for having good grades and everything, but I was at the same time supported. There's so many helping centers, like from the writing centers to tutoring to the teachers themselves responding to emails directly. That's something that in Greece we just don't have. It's a different setup. There are free universities there, but there's a big downside on that, on the quality.
Yeah.
So I felt welcomed and I felt supported. Something that has lacked a lot from my academic life,
Yeah.
even from a very young age, from elementary school. So I was like, this is it. This is it. And I was very lucky because there's also the International Student Organization.
Mm.
So there's little clubs.
Yep.
And that's where I did my first socializing. You go to the ISO. It's on Tuesdays at 5. The president at the time there was very active. She told me that the first year she wasn't very active. She wasn't networking at all. And then the second year she was involved in everything she could, and it made a huge difference. But yeah, my first semester was the spring semester of 2025, and I remember I got a B in that year. I got all A's, but I got one B in Comp 1, which it was something that I was always the worst at Composition 1, even in Greek. So it passed very fast. Very fast. I remember that the first semester. The first semester passed very fast. I was just excited that I was doing good at school. Finally, I understood things, and I started learning my ways around. I remember I had a class at Building 9. I had math honors pre-calculus 1 on Building 9. Have you ever been to Southeast Campus?
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I had to make it to Comp 1. From Building 9 to Building 1. And I got lost like 5 times. Because you have to go through the theater.
Yeah.
And that was the worst thing.
Yeah.
And, geez, it's like 6 minutes. So that was my first biggest problem at TCC. It's like a long one.
I just want to affirm you. I always get lost when it comes to trying to go through the theater to get to the other side. I can't.
Yeah, the first time I actually had to go around, like I went through the street, like the road, because I knew it's a circle.
Yep.
So instead of going through the building, I'm just gonna go around and figure it out. By the way, way too long than you think.
It is.
So yeah, I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to understand the system, the blackboard, what is that? And you just have to humble yourself and say, this is your job right now. Your job is to be a good student. And I was lucky enough to be given the good idea to be part of the Student Government Association.
Was this your first semester or the second one?
So in the first semester in spring of 2025, I applied for the treasurer of Student Government Association. So the first semester I was there, I was told, hey, it's a big deal. Go for it. And I got super lucky because I was not qualified. I knew I wasn't qualified, and I didn't even have much support. Like the kids I knew were pretty much international students, and the kids that were from my class, not that many.
Yeah.
And I think that year I either tied with some other person who was running for SGA treasurer, and they kept both of us. And I was like, wow. To me,
That's
the legacy.
cool.
It was something that Dr. Lange, the dean of student life now, took initiative. So I was lucky to be, for 1 year, this year, treasurer of the Student Government Association. No, that's not a lot. Like, it's pretty much learning the setup, the whole meeting setup,
Yeah.
keeping the numbers, who spent what. And, but what eventually happened was I wanted to do more. I wanted to bring in ideas.
Yeah.
So one of the first ideas I brought is when the SNAP benefits back in October were cut down, the food stamps didn't work, so there was a lot of lack of food. So I pitched the idea, and a student that is very active also in TCC took responsibility, and we did a whole food drive at TCC.
That's awesome.
That was a little win at the beginning that fueled me to want to do more.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, I was recently, a few days ago, voted as president of the Student Government Association.
Go crazy.
So we don't even know. Well, I'm trying to figure out if there has ever been an international student that has been the president of the Student Government Association. If you know, please tell us.
I just want to pause for a second. First of all, congratulations. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
And I think a lot of people don't realize the value of community college, or even, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people are sleeping on community college, because it's like you have the ability to get involved in a way, because a lot of people that attend community college, they're just there to get some credits.
Get their credits.
I'm just passing through. But if you take advantage of that scene and that place and actually get involved, like you said, you got these ideas, which again speaks to the entrepreneurial side, right? But you got these ideas, and you get to work off these budgets that are given to the student association to facilitate these ideas and to create impact in in an environment, of people. So anyways, I'm just hearing what you did, hearing you get into this position, and bro, it's only been a year.
Yep.
Bro, imagine the next 5. Anyway, sorry, right? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, I did forget to say one important thing. So we had the spring break. We had spring semester, and then we have summer. So I got 3 months of awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I used that opportunity, that time, to get connected with Tulsa.
Yeah.
And I got lucky again, because there's this event. There's a program called Tulsa Remotes, right? Tulsa Remotes is under the Kaiser Foundation. They want people to come into Tulsa, work remotely, and they get also $10,000. What happens is you have a lot of people like me who don't know nothing about this place, but they came here for the money.
Yeah.
Somehow I can relate to that. So there's a bunch of events with Experience Tulsa. There's networking events. And there's a lot of organizations that are made to connect young professionals. I also forgot to mention that in that first semester, I wanted to get a job in campus. That's what the F1 student status is. You can get a part-time job in campus.
Yeah.
And I got the job with TCC Connections, where Dr. Jerry Goodwin is the advisor there.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been also a life changer, because it gives you the opportunity to network even more. You go to events, you make articles about it, you do interviews, you have a way to meet with everyone.
Yeah.
You get those press credentials, and you can cover anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I abused it. You know what? I'm not even afraid to say it. I wanted to go everywhere, and I wanted to make stories about everything. And because I was just, no, I was not a good writer. I got competition one, I got a B. So, uh, even though I wasn't great with writing and articles, I made a lot of connections, a lot of networking, a lot of. Um, well, I was trying to do social media so it can be a little bit easier to connect with everyone, and that just working at that newspaper at TC Connections just helped me so much. And my colleagues now there, Sam Lavralt, geez, she has been uh, everything. She has helped me so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, we also did some crazy projects. We covered the soccer games with FC Tulsa in that summer because I love soccer. So Greece, right?
Yes, sir.
So we covered FC Tulsa. Seems like we brought good luck because they almost win the whole championship. They became Western Conference champions, and then the finals of the USL championship was here in Tulsa. We lost in the penalties. I did cry that day, but
That's real.
it was a dream come true. Those articles that I wrote about those games and the whole coverage of the FC Tulsa won recently the awards for best sports articles and deep coverage for community colleges, the OCMA awards. So I got first place in that.
Man.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I gotta be in conversation.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it right. But that was the thing. I was passionate about it, and I think I was able to translate that into paper. We did a ton of social media coverage.
Yeah.
But the awards were given in the end of the day to the articles.
But I feel like this again kind of speaks to the whole reality of again that kind of entrepreneurial heart and seeing things where people don't see things. You know, that's one thing that is a big gift for people who kind of have that mindset, that heart, is their ability to see something and see kind of beyond it, where it's like, oh, this is not just, you know, this position's not just for me to just write stuff about, you know, Tulsa. Like this is an opportunity to engage with the community on a bigger scale, right? It's kind of goes to the same idea of like, I want to visit all these countries, or like I want to see all this stuff. If I have access, why am I not gonna utilize it as a way to be a blessing to others, but also to be blessed and encourage myself on the journey?
I think most people want this best outcome. I think most people love this. What I was always struggling to, it's not the idea. The struggle is the application. It's scary to start something because you gotta stay consistent to it. Yeah. You cannot change your mind sometimes. You know, if you want to go visit, I don't know, Japan, you got to be sure you want to visit Japan, because once you make it to Japan, you can't just have like a panic attack and say, I don't want to be here.
Otherwise, it's lost a lot of money.
Right? Yeah. Money is a problem for sure. So I was also lucky that I had a house to stay and I had a part-time job, which made enough money for my everyday things. Yeah. I was able to get a car. So that was my first car ever. I felt rich here. Even though I had very little, I felt I had everything. Yeah. But taking the initiative, I think, was what helped me a lot. If I wanted something, I stuck with it no matter what. And you gotta trust the process. It's gonna be fine. It was, and I had to pick my battle. I had to pick soccer because I knew that there's going to be some genuine interest into it for me. Yeah. And I think I was able to communicate that with the rest of the students who read our articles, and the rest of, I think Tulsa in general, we speak to a broader audience, not just students. I am trying to engage more with students now at TC Connections, but I think this initiative, this passion, show the passion, put the work down, and you're never going to be by yourself on this project too. Yeah. I think people will always want to support people who are willing to do the work.
100%.
And if you're able to manage it well, you can put them to work a little bit too, you know? Yeah. I think that's what leadership is all about at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. No, that's awesome. It's so cool seeing kind of like where you've been and kind of some of the things that are like taking place now and over the last couple of years. And so when you look at what's happening in life right now, like what are some of the things that you're dealing with now, whether it's opportunities or challenges? I know you mentioned the student government opportunity and how you're in that now.
So right now, I mean, yes, we are a week away from finals. So I'm also thinking about finals, 2 weeks away from finals. So I'm thinking about finals. But right now, I am the managing editor at TC Connections. So we're doing a lot of coverage for Route 66. We're going to have new positions, maybe for our staff. So we're going to have a lot of recruiting. We're going to talk to the guys, see what their strengths. Community events. This is what I want to do. I want to, with the Student Government Association as president, I've made a promise. I'm going to create community events that are going to be successful. They're going to bring actually the students together. We're going to create traditions. We're going to make stuff that's going to happen annually.
Come on.
And yeah, hopefully, I've been wanting to form a sports team. Now, I'm a soccer guy, but I'm not sure if soccer is going to work. But I want to build a stronger brand with TCC.
Yeah.
The whole summer, now I'm going to have a lot of time to strategize on that. I'll be covering a lot of Route 66 stories in the meantime. I know that. If there's going to be a Route 66 story, I'm probably going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. If you know, if that door does open up for a sports team, what kind of sports team do you see?
So I have already formed a soccer fan club at TCC. Now it has had a medium interaction, not that crazy, because first of all, we don't have a soccer field, so you can't really use it. So it's going to be more like watch parties. But the point of a soccer fan club at TCC is not to go to watch parties. That is, go with your friends at Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the game.
It's to play.
Yeah. For me, I think it would be most probably a basketball or a volleyball team.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because we have the YMCA gyms at TCC, and we can use those to our advantage to have regular plays and stuff like that.
Just as a quick plug, the Metro Campus basketball court,
so good.
It's one of the top basketball courts I have ever seen.
It has so beautiful. It has the view of Tulsa.
He got the view of the city while you're. I'm like, they need to do like a video here, just somebody just dribbling a basket, because it's just so aesthetically pleasing. Anyways, I just had incredible. To say that.
No, the other day I was showing the gym to a colleague of mine from TCC Connections, minister, and he saw this place and he was like, "What? This is in TCC?" He couldn't believe it. It's kind of tough to access, by the way. So
it is.
It's kind of like
you can get lost in the little.
Jeez, it's kind of ups and downs because it's two buildings, I think. And it's kind of weird. But yeah, it's project right now is do good at school, create community events. I want a platform. We're going to be having a new platform at TCC that's going to be a lot better to connect with the students. So we're not going to be relying on social media only. I am trying to step up the social media with our SGA page. I'm trying to step up the social media at TCC Connections Instagram page and Facebook page. We've done a good job. I'm trying to tell students, to our writers, whenever they're writing a story, try to take little videos for reels, for content. We might be able to do something. I want the students to have the opportunities that I had. I've gotten lucky. I got the ISO, which was like a no-brainer. You got to go to the ISO because that's all international students. But TCC is so much better when you're involved. I just cannot stretch it. It's not TCC. It's everything.
Yeah.
Because we are not here to study. We are here to study, but also become better people. There's only one way to become a better person for me. You got to be interacting with other people.
Yep.
So be a little bit uncomfortable. Spend a little bit more time at TCC interacting with people that you've probably never interacted before. Go back to Greece. When I went to the military and you're guarding in the middle of the night, the guy right next to you, he probably is like the most weird guy or like the most awkward guy you would never meet in your life.
Yeah.
But then you are stuck. You got to talk about something. And it's it's an art and it's a beauty
Mm-hmm.
to figure out a way to connect with someone, even if you don't have anything in common.
Yeah.
So here I am at TCC. It is sometimes a little bit disappointing to see students not caring that much about forming a community. I understand everyone has their own life, like, and they're happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's always exciting to meet new people,
Yep.
learn about them, and create something bigger together. There's nothing more beautiful than one more person in the group for me, because it shows that you can communicate, you can collaborate.
Yep.
By no means, no one's perfect, but if you can collaborate and you can help each other, that's where magic happens.
Yes, sir.
So that's we'll be having the inauguration and stuff like that at the next meeting. I'll be meeting the new officers. We're going to be a good group. We're going to put down our goals. We're going to see what our weaknesses and our strengths are. And yeah, that's what's going on right now. It's just I'm trying to get the first community event with TCC going on with FC Tulsa's next game. It's theme night. So with the SGA, we wanted to fund this event. So the first 100 students that will make it to the game on time at the box office, we'll get in for free. We got pizza in there. 100 students. That is a lot of money if you think about it.
But it's nice. It's nice.
I think it's needed, and I want more of this. I want. Is it going to be soccer? Is it going to be football? Is it going to be hockey, baseball? I don't care. It might be we're just going to fill up the theater we have at the Southeast campus, and we're just going to watch a play. But I need to figure out how to engage with students. So I'll be doing a lot of campaigning, a lot of questioning. Why are you coming to an event? What is that, attracted you to come? Is it social media? Is it your friend? What is it?
Yeah.
So a lot of exciting things coming, definitely.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like when we connected.
Yeah.
I mean, you gave no hints that this is like your student government president.
Yeah.
So I feel really honored. I'm like, man, this is so cool just hearing some of the background behind what's going to be taking place and some thoughts that you have. Okay, so when you kind of see yourself down the road of time,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do want to say this before I dive into that, which is, I'm sure that way back when you didn't see yourself here doing this right now, right? Like when you're, back home in Greece, it's like, oh, this is no, not at all. So understanding that this is just something that's just going to continue to grow and continue to develop in ways that we don't even know. But nonetheless, is there any hopes or thoughts that you have when it comes to where you see yourself down the line of time? This could be transferring out, what you do after. It could be 5-10 years down the road. It could be, towards the end of the climax of your life.
Yeah.
Like where do you see yourself?
So a lot of times, we have bumps on the road, and it's in my life. It has always been financial issues,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I don't want to say I want to become rich, but I do hope in like 5 years from now I can have like an autonomous life in terms of money.
Yeah.
So that would be a good goal for me. Even though it's kind of tough with the status and everything, you gotta work with your visas. You gotta get an H-1B, hopefully, or I might have to go back to Greece if I don't find a job.
Yeah.
For now, it is definitely transferring. I'll be applying for a ton of scholarships, as you can imagine. Money's is never easy.
Do you have a specific place you want to go?
I mean, for me, it is going to be TU because it
Okay.
can provide by far the best quality.
Yeah.
It is a problem sometimes because they don't have a lot of in-campus jobs. So
Yeah.
I was told NSU is good, but in the end of the day, what's going to happen is who's going to give the best scholarships
Mm-hmm.
and affordability. Because the path I want to take, it's medical administration. It's a lot of who you know, and the qualities, the things you're gonna learn, um, nothing can prepare you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can learn basic hospital management, but it's going to be a lot of. It's going to be determined by internships,
Mm-hmm.
which is also tough to take as an international student. This is the part that I hate the most. Just cannot go work outside. That keeps me focused at TCC though. That way.
That is
So
good.
I do a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
job at TCC, but I cannot. Um, I was OU is where my sponsor's son is right now. He's also in business and accounting. Genius kid. He's also in the marching band. He's also really cool, but it's very expensive with OU.
Yeah.
So I just hope to stay at Tulsa. I've done my connections here. I can build more and more. Um, so TU, OSU, NSU, but I really don't know.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be? It might be OSU, and I might be going back and forth from Stillwater. Um, but yeah, I hope in about 5 years from now, where I'm gonna be old, I'm gonna be 29, almost 30. I need to have a job, but the problem is it's so weird. Is it someone needs to sponsor me? Someone needs to like me. Someone needs to write a letter. A big company needs to write a letter for me and say yes. Chrys Melicinos, we want to sponsor him with a visa because he is needed in this department.
Yeah.
And that's why it's hard to make predictions because it's not up to me 100%. I mean, I will do always my best, but if Greece calls me back, I'm going to have to go back. Fun fact, by the way, with all the wars going on, I've served in the military. If it's needed, I'm going to need to go back to Greece and serve for my country.
Hey,
So, in case World War III breaks out, I'm probably going to have to go back.
that's real.
Because otherwise, you're being a traitor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you never know what's going to happen. What my hopes is I'm going to be financially stable.
Mm-hmm.
And my hopes is I will have found a good enough, stable life so I can consider having a family. Because I do really appreciate the stability and the financial help that I received from my parents, and they were able to give me the best education they could.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel I need to be in a position, and mentally and physically / financially, to have kids. I was given so many opportunities. I think opportunities will grow and grow and grow, and I'm just here to do my best.
Yeah.
So I can, by me doing my best, I also help people around me flourish.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all about helping. I'm all about community building, and they say if you don't have to change the world, you just gotta change yourself. You do your best. You have a clean room. You have stuff organized, and things happen. Things happen automatically, almost automatically. It's a wonder and a mystery, but it's also beautiful. So
yeah,
I'm just enjoying the ride.
Enjoying the ride. No, I'm telling you, and it sounds like this ride is taking you so many places.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like what you were saying earlier. It's like, it's not just about going through and just getting an education. It's about actually interacting and connecting with with whatever's available to you in that space, the people especially. And so I appreciate you sharing all that you shared, man. This is real. This is good. This is good. I know, especially being in 2026 now, there's a lot of people that are thinking in that entrepreneurial space that they don't have to stick to one kind of like path that they can play with and process many different ones. And I think listening to your story, I wouldn't be surprised if there's someone, I know for myself, I'm encouraged, and so I wouldn't be surprised if there's
I appreciate
many that are encouraged.
I'm encouraged from you because, again, your actions speak louder than words. You could say I have a podcast, or you could actually host a podcast, and I appreciate that. Actions speak louder than words. That is how I abide with. I have that rule, and it's. I think it's just simple. At the end of the day, you're criticized by your actions, not your words.
That's true. That's
Do
true.
everyone should try their best, but also you've heard this a bunch of times probably, but be curious. Curiosity is key because
Mm-hmm.
it's comfortable and easy to not ask questions because you can form your mind and that's it. But just like my grandpa, be happy, not about the money, not about the comfort. Be happy about creating things. And you can
Yeah.
create things only by being curious and learning new things and interacting with people. Because it's all about people in the end of the day.
It's so funny that you're saying this because I typically one of the things that I do, and I know you were dropping nuggets all throughout, and you just dropped a nugget, but I'm just gonna still ask just to throw it out there. I like to ask the people that come on and share a story if they have any wisdom or advice to give to someone who is in kind of a similar situation, maybe an international student or maybe somebody who's just maybe they were homeschooled and that's like a whole experience, right? And they're entering college and they're kind of thinking to themselves, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of scared. How do I lean into this space in an effective way?
Um, I'm going to go a little bit ancient Greek and say, know yourself.
Mm.
I think Socrates said it, "To gnosis αυτό," and knowing yourself doesn't mean that you need to um, just be whatever you think it is.
Yeah.
It means that learn who you are, and once you learn who you are and how great you can be, and what your skills are, and if you just sit down and imagine the best case scenario every time, prepare for the worst case scenario, but hope for the best case scenario, you can always look up and walk and do your best. Know your strengths. Know what you like. Know what your thoughts are, and don't forget about the community. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go together.
Yes.
Go together as a group. So, be curious and know yourself because you're beautiful.
Hey, that's the one. And it's almost like knowing yourself is like this north star to help guide you through, different decisions. And sometimes we can get so caught up in the in the negative that we're not being guided properly because we're like all this assumptions about ourselves versus what we actually are, what we actually really like. Like your interest in, I like soccer.
Yeah.
It's like lean into that bag, lean into go do some soccer stuff.
Whatever. Just do it. Just start, and you can never predict what's your action gonna take you to.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with good people, genuinely good people. You don't have to be a super psychologist to understand someone is good or bad. Just the little things, and don't be afraid to do what you want to do. Trust me, you know a lot better than most people out there.
Yeah.
Confidence is what prevails. So, actual knowledge is one of my favorite charts out there. It kind of shows a chart where on the y-axis it's like confidence, and the x-axis is knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like a reversed U. So at the beginning, when you first learn about something, you think you know everything, and you peak very fast. But then the more you learn, the more you know that you don't know nothing, and it does a big U. And then there's a terrible point where you're on the bottom. You know half of something that would require you to actually know it, and you feel like you don't know anything. I feel like that is when you finish an associate degree. You know just enough to tell you that you don't know nothing, but you can learn everything.
Yep.
And don't be discouraged. Learn. Read or fix your social media feed, and whenever you scroll, you should show things to learn instead of dances and stuff. You gotta play with what you got. So you got a social media, and they're addicting to this and that. Try to use them as best as possible. So
Yeah.
learn, and just be a good, genuine person. It's all gonna be fine. You know a lot more than actions speak louder than words. If you do something, you're already ahead of most people out there. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. It's all good.
Well, Chrys, man, thank you so much for coming on, bro.
Thank you for having me.
This was a pleasure being able to hear your story.
The pleasure is all mine, and I hope the podcast goes even better. It grows more and more and more. I'm gonna promote it, and I will. I know students that have a lot better stories than me, so they should have been here,
don't
not
do that
me.
to yourself, bro.
So it's just an honor for being here today.
Yeah.
And I hope you grow and the channel grows and you accomplish the best out of yourself.
Thank you, man. I received that, bro. I received that. And thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for watching, for joining. If you know someone that could be encouraged by this episode, feel free to give this a share to them to encourage them on their journey. And if you have thoughts of coming on the fitting room, we would love to have you. I think here soon we're going to be started getting maybe some episodes ready for the summer season. And so feel free to reach out. Feel free to connect. Feel free to fill out the Google form and we'll get you on. Until then, thank y'all so much for tuning in for this episode. And we hope you see how you fit in the fitting room. Peace. That's it, bro.
Nailed
That's
it.
it. We there.
So good.